So low-end chunk like this. This one here is Western Sydney. It's just a cheap little place, $60,000. If you did a little bit of a reno on the property, I'd get $220 a week rent on it.
It's a bit further than Western Sydney. It's
Central
and Western New South Wales.
It's
about 4 or 5 hours west of New South Wales, of Sydney. Yeah.
I meant Central New South Wales. I said the wrong thing. Sorry. It's a little country town in New South Wales. Doesn't matter where it is, because it'd be a little country town anywhereville, basically. Here are the figures on it. So let's say the purchase price, because this was an actual deal that a student did, $56,000 was the actual purchase price, which means to buy that property, the deposit, could only get an 80% LVR on it, would be $11,000. That's how much he needs to buy this property. My loan there is $44,000. My purchase costs there are $3,000, so I'm going to need that as well. I'm going to spend $10,000 on a renovation. Do you just want to talk about the renovation?
Yeah, I mean, when we talk about a cosmetic renovation, and one of the hardest things I had to learn in renovation was to renovate to the area. You know, if I took this renovation on 5 years, 6 years ago, before I joined Dimpner, I would go into that bathroom and I would have retiled it, I would have put a new bath in, I would have sprayed it, I'd put a new toilet in, I would have gone crazy, right?
That picture is post-renovation.
That bathroom, bottom right-hand corner, is after the renovation. For that area, that's all you need to do. Green bath's okay in that area.
The yellow walls.
Yeah, okay, it's just one of those things. So this is post-renovation, this. So understand that you don't want to get too... I was too emotional when I was looking at renovation. And I then had to start to adjust my finishes according to what the area demanded. And I'm telling you, that is the schmickest bathroom in that area.
Not quite, but it's all right. So there are my figures, only $10,000 on a reno there. Now you see, if we use 9%, it's actually going to be more than 9% there, but I've got a really low-end property. So that's actually what the renovation cost, which gives me a total cost of this property of under $70,000. Out of my pocket, I've had to put in close to $25,000. But on a reval, properties out there sell for $120,000. So on the reval, $120,000 was achieved. Now, that, you know, you get an 80% LVR on that, I've now got 96. So it cost me 70. I've got 96 back on a reval plus the equity that's in it. You know, I'm $26,000 in the up. It hasn't cost me $26,000. This has put $26,000 back into my pocket. It's a great way to increase your skill level. It's a great way to increase your pie. Now, some of you go, I couldn't be bothered doing that for $26,000. Some of you have to do that to get the 26,000, to get another 26, to get another 26, to get another 26, to be able to get out there and do other things.
I talk to students all the time and they say, but it's only going to make me $25,000. I go, only $25,000. And I say to them, okay, well, if it's only $25,000, how long is this deal going to take? Now, this deal shouldn't take you any longer than 3 months, right? If you were just taking the lays, right? So think about what you earn as a salary and 3 months, divide it by 4, and look at the amount of time you spend at work to earn that money compared to how much time you would spend on this project. Because on this project, even if you put a project manager on and you then increase the renovation to $12,000 or $13,000, you're still making over $20,000 for making some phone calls and making a few trips and petrol going out there and back and doing the hard yards.
It might be a total of 30 hours maybe.
30, 40, 50, even if it was 2 weeks. You've just made $20,000 for 2 weeks' work. And when you work out your hourly rate at work compared to that, well, it's more than just only $20,000.
Yeah, that's right. I think people lose sight of that. And for some of you that aren't starting with a whole lot of money, you know, this is where what are you going to go and do first? You know, and to build up that pie to go and do more. And there are so many of these deals around.
Move from just the standard residential purchase, the splitters, and now doing commercial blocks. We got the 5-storey 14-unit development that we're now doing as well. So just our attitude to the types of purchases, the type of property that we're looking at has certainly changed, and that's just been that progression. Maybe 2 years ago we weren't ready, or we were just stuck in that rut. So in this 2 years we've certainly moved ahead on that. And it'll all be different, but you know, we've just found her so good. Her generosity with time is, you know, I just can't express it. It's been great. now we're starting to and try and educate our children. Just the other week we've signed a purchase to property with our youngest son. We'll kind of go into a joint venture with him, and more from a training point of view, education point of view, so that it'll end up being a splitter, and then we'll put a couple of dual occupancies on it. But it's really the education for him as we progress. So, again, that's 12, 18 months ago. We wouldn't have even been considering that. So.